What if I told you every experience that you've had in your entire life has led up to this exact moment in your life? And to go a step further, what if I told you that everything that you're going through right now is exactly what's needed to become that person that you want to become? All the experiences that you've accumulated over the years, the good, the bad, the failed relationships, the failed friendships, the jobs that you hated. What if I told you that they were all meant to mold you into the person that you are now? And everything that you're going through right now is meant to mold you into the person that you are becoming. You know, that desired reality that you want, the manifestations, the life that you've been envisioning of yourself years down the line, months down the line. What if I told you that everything you're going through right now is molding you into becoming that person? All of the experiences, whether positive, negative, they've trained you to either get through those tough circumstances easier, operate in the moments of high pressure with grace, and really appreciate and be present in the moments of victory and happiness. What if I told you that all of these things are just a part of the journey? If we're manifesting things, for me personally, I'm manifesting it's a life of abundance, a life of freedom, financial stability, just being able to make living my job. And as manifestors, we're taught to live in the end result, embody the person that you want to be. But you have to realize that in order to truly do that, you have to appreciate the present. And you have to have the awareness to know that everything you're going through right now, even though it's not what you may desire, it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of this book. And you already know the end of the book. All you have to do is live through the story. Those experiences that you once hated or even cringed at the thought of are all a part of this molding. This molding and transformation from the person that you were to the person that you are now, and eventually to the person that you're becoming, the person that you're embodying, the person that has all the things you desire and the things you're manifesting. If you set your intention, if you locked in on what you really desire, understand that these things or circumstances that you're being faced with at this very moment in life are meant to mold you into the person that is prepared for the desired reality you're manifesting and walking into. Having awareness of that and showing gratitude to all the small things in your life right now is super key, because every small instance that you may think is just an everyday occurrence is slowly leading you down the path to becoming the person that you want to be. And once you have that awareness and you understand the end goal, you genuinely start to appreciate these things. Once you find the good in your current circumstance and you're grateful for that, your frequency, your vibration naturally raises to that gratitude state, that gracious state. I'm experiencing this personally because I'm looking back just like a year in the past when I was broke as shit. I just got fired from a job that I was actually very loyal to, even though it was a shitty job. I was working night shifts. I really didn't like it. The only thing that really made me stay was obviously the money, which was barely anything, and the people. They were all relatively around my age group, so I had people I could chill with pretty much. But I was miserable. I was miserable because I wasn't where I wanted to be. I wasn't in the end where I wanted to be. And at that time, it's funny, at that time, the end is where I am now. I wanted to get out of that job so bad because it wasn't paying me good enough, and I was working terrible hours, destroying my health working overnight. And I really just wanted to get into a place where I could have a job where I can work in the day and have decent pay, which is working at Boeing, where I work now currently. But in that moment when I didn't have it, when I wasn't where I'm at right now, I was hating it. And I was harboring all that hate, and I was just finding hate in small places. I got to the point where I didn't even want to work around the people I liked at one point because I was just hating my circumstance. But all that did was just accumulate just negative energy, and it made that process draw out longer than it needed to. Until I realized that I have to be gracious and I have to be grateful for the present moment, because like I said earlier, if you know that the end is inevitable, if you're living in the end of your desired manifestation and you're embodying that, every little step between right now and that end result is all a part of the plan. So that change in my mindset, that change that put me into a gratitude state. And it's funny, at the very end, when I ended up getting fired, I changed my mindset about the job that I had, and I started to appreciate it. I started to appreciate the people that were around me. And lo and behold, a few days later, I got fired. And in this span of time, I was just applying to Boeing, applying to different positions, because it was very hard to get in. I was applying to pretty much everything I could. I even got recommendations from my aunt and my uncle who worked there. And for the most part, that didn't really help. But when I got fired, literally like a week later, I ended up getting the job at Boeing. And I'm saying this to say that, fast forward to today, I find myself getting back into that negative mindset because, as you grow and as you reach certain levels, you naturally want to expand further. And I knew that once I got on that Boeing, this was just a step into what I really wanted to get to, which is that financial freedom. And knowing that having a consistent job like this is going to help me get there. But I kind of lost myself, and I lost the end result. I forgot what I realized. I forgot what I was doing. I forgot that this was all a part of the plan. And I eventually, I ended up hating this job at Boeing because it wasn't the end result. But then again, I had to come to the realization, like, Trey, this is all a part of the plan. I'm embodying the person that I am, that has all the things that I want, that has the lifestyle, that has the financial freedom, that is being paid to live. I'm embodying that person. I'm feeling the end result, but I'm hating the present. I'm allowing these negative thoughts and these negative feelings accumulate in my body, which is making me, vibrate at a lower frequency. All that's doing is disrupting the frequency. That's all it's doing, is disrupting the frequency and lengthening the time to getting to that end result. Because I'm not showing gratitude, and I'm not realizing this is all a part of the story. Your manifestation, where you are right now to that end result, is just a book. And you have to be grateful for all the pages that are in between the beginning and the end. You have to understand that everything that you're going through right now, the ups, the downs, the happy times, the sad times, all of these things and experiences are just accumulating to strengthen you, to mold you, to prepare you to become that person that has everything that you desire. This is why gratitude is so important, because once you really understand that you are just in the middle of this grand story, and you know the end of the story already, once you realize that and you show gratitude just being in the middle of it, you feel good. And you even gain more confidence because you know that every single step, every single hump, every single thing that you're going through right now is all leading up to that moment. And like everybody says, bro, there's nothing greater than the journey. Not even the end. As much as we love and we want to get to the end, as much as we want our desires and our manifestations, once we get them, we're going to look back and be like, damn, that was a journey. And I really appreciate that journey. Even when I got to Boeing, when I got the job and I stepped foot in the Boeing facility for the first time, I sat down and I realized, I was like, damn, man, that was a journey between where I was back then to where I am now. And I'm going to be saying the same thing when I reach that point and I'm finally in my end result of this new manifestation. I'm going to be like, damn, that was a journey, and everything I went through was what I was supposed to go through. I'm saying all this to say that you may not like your current circumstance, but I guarantee that there is some good in it. And even if there isn't any good in it, the good is knowing that the end result is destined, is certain, it's locked in. And every single day, every single thing that you're going through right now is just leading up to it. You just have to continue to have that faith that the end result is already locked in, and you have to keep embodying that person that already has it. It's already in that end result. And that, my friend, knowing that will make you grateful for every day. And I know, times get hard. We're not perfect beings. We don't just sit in one emotion forever. Nobody's just happy 24/7, 7 days out the week. We're human beings. Our emotions fluctuate. Our state of mind fluctuates. But knowing that, it's our job to know that the longer that we stay in that frequency of gratitude and happiness, the better the journey is. And honestly, sometimes the quicker the journey is. It's just being more aware of your emotional state, being more aware of the thoughts that you have, and constantly just transmuting those negative thoughts and feelings into gratitude and the positivity. Because like we all know, the person that thinks he can't and the person that thinks he can, they're both right. We both know that whatever you're thinking is what energy you give off, and whatever energy you give off, that's a mirror to your reality. And since we know that, why would we not change those thoughts into positivity? Because we know that if we think positive things, we emit positive energy, and positive things are reflected back to us in our reality. Gratitude is the attitude. If you don't remember anything I say today, remember that gratitude is the fucking attitude. Be grateful for your life. Have the awareness and gain the awareness to realize that the good and the bad are all meant to mold you into the person that you're becoming, to mold you into the person that can receive everything in your manifestation, your desired reality, with grace, with ease. You're like a diamond. You're being put under pressure. You're being molded. You're being sculpted to that person that you're meant to be, to receive and to live and thrive in that reality where you have everything you want. Be grateful for your life you have now, so you can be grateful for the life that you have in the future. That's all I got to say, man. My name is Trey. I hope that you can take whatever you can out of what I'm saying, out of my message. And I hope it inspires you. And I hope that get something positive out of this, man. That's all I'm here to do. Of course, I want to grow my YouTube. I want it to be successful and stuff like that. But one thing I had to realize, it's not about the numbers. It's about the impact. It's not about having 100,000 views. It's about being able to reach 100,000 people and hopefully changing their life for the better. And if I could do that, if I could live my life doing that, I'll be a happy motherfucker, man. For real. With that being said, gratitude is the attitude. Find grateful and find things to be grateful for in your life. I'm up out of here. Y'all be good.